class today we're going to be doing some standing work and then some floor work, so a little bit of both. You will want a mat, water, start your watches. Today's word is I am honest. Always be honest with yourself. Honest to a fault. I assess my own strengths and move in integrity. Now there's a difference between being honest and nitpicky about yourself. Okay, so when it says I assess my own strengths and move in integrity, you're assessing your own strengths. You're not nitpicking yourself. Okay, so be honest with yourself. Lead yourself to the truth about where you're at. Okay, today stretching, like I said. So we'll start standing. That's it. Let's go. Play some music if you'd like. I've got some playing softly in the back, but we're going to begin. If you want something soft for your knees, you're welcome to grab those. Like I said, standing and sitting, stretching, mobility, flexibility, stability, core work, all that good stuff, okay? Starting out nice and wide, toes forward, hands up towards your ears. We're going to bow down really low here, as low as you can, and then come back on up, okay? So we're going a little bit deeper than we would for a morning glory, and our stance is wider. Bow down, come back up. Big stretch in the back of your legs. You should feel everything from the back of your heel all the way up through your bottom and into your low back even, okay? Big, big, big stretch here. Try to stick your chest out. And then release. Go ahead and take your stance in just a little bit. Arms out to a T. We're going to side reach, come center, and side reach. So we're just leaning sideways, reaching with our fingertips. Getting a little bit further each time. Reach for that thing on the counter. We've all done this. I'm on the couch and I need that remote. Reach, reach, reach. Release your arms. Keep that nice wide stance, toes forward. We're going to squat down. Stand up. Reach overhead, chin up, chest up. Release, squat down, chin up, chest up, reach. As you squat down, you're reaching towards the floor. Open up your hips so you can get down there. Again, we're not folding forward, we're bending and trying to keep our chest up. Alright, release your hands. We're going to come down into a squat, just like we did. This time, drop your head, lift your tailbone, tuck your chin, and roll up. So almost like a circular motion here, okay? So squatting down, lift your butt, drop your head, tilt your chin, and roll to the top. Squat down, lift your butt, hips are open, toes turn out a little bit here if you need to. Mine naturally just started turning out, that's fine. Try one more. squat. So again, if your toes won't naturally turn out, that's fine. We're coming down into squat and hands are coming to the floor. You're gonna step it to plank. And then you're gonna step it up again. Squat, rise up, okay? Squat, hands, plank, squat, rise up. And this is at your own pace. So if you end up doing 3 or 10, the number that you get done is up to you. Take your time. You have 10 more seconds. So make your way down to the floor. Slowly come into your plank and hold. We've got a lunge here. Step it all the way up. And balance. Low lunge here. Step it all the way up. And a balance. Low lunge. And take it up. Balance. We're staying on the same leg, by the way. Hand on your thigh when you're stepping up. You can hold this balance for as long as you'd like. 8 more seconds. And then let's switch legs, okay? So I'm actually stepping on the ground and not my mat for the balance. So if you're standing, start balanced. If you roll in the low lunge and you switch legs, stay in your low lunge and then come up. I put my foot on the floor because I have better balance gripping the floor, the flat, sturdy floor with my foot than the squishy mat. So remember, your surface makes a difference. If you need to go find some tile or hardwood, not your soft, squishy carpet to stand on, do that. And if your squishy carpet feels good and you like that it creates that little bit of instability, then stay on your carpet. Stay on your squishy mat. All right, and then coming back to your low lunge. Let's rotate open. When you're ready, switch sides. And you're alternating at your own pace here. And take a step up, roll yourself to stand. Again, I'm going to come off my mat for this. Right leg on the floor, left leg's going to come out to the side, straight legs, flat, flexed foot. We're going to kick or lift, Working a little bit on balance, so if you want your hands out. Breathing heavy, breaking a sweat here. So heart rate has come up from all that up, down, using the big leg muscles. And now we're balancing. Trying not to put your foot down. Keep it flat and flex so it hovers. And then get ready to switch sides. Tall posture. Warming up the hip flexors, the stabilizing muscles in our feet. Depending on how you have your arms, your shoulders might be nice and warm now. We're getting into stability work after this, so this is just a warm up for it. And I'm actually going to move my mat because we have some standing work to do first and then some plank work. My mat's super squishy, the one I took out today, so I don't want to be on it for stability until we get to the floor. All right, finish up those. Okay, single-sided movements. We're going to do one leg and then the other leg, each movement, okay? So starting with a balanced squat, one leg, okay? I'd like you to do a pistol if you can, where your foot is out in front of you and you sink back and then you come back up, okay? If it bothers your knee, kick, stand your toe in that one leg squat, okay? You may also put your heel down on the floor and sink back for a little extra balance, okay? So we're doing a pistol squat. Some people can go all the way down to the floor. I'm not one of those people, but I will sink my butt back as far as I can get it. Push my heel into the ground. This heel, not that heel that is there for balance. This heel is the one we want to push into the floor, weight into the right leg, and come up. Sink down and back, heel on the floor, squeeze, stand, lift. If you want to float this front foot, float it, okay? And then let's get ready to switch sides. So anchor your left leg in the floor. Remember you have kickstand, float the leg, or put your heel down, okay? Tall posture, shoulders over your hips. Bend at your knee, butt sinks back. Big breaths. So if I kickstand my foot, just let it be there for balance. They do get deeper. This gives me a little bit more support than just coming down with it floating. But guess what it does? It also helps me and takes away some of my stability work. So you have to make a choice right now. Do you want to go lower or do you want to work more stabilizing muscles? Okay? That's your choice. Either put your foot down or float it. We're going to do some more floating movements. So kind of finish up that one. Shake it out. Back to our starting leg, right leg. We're going to open and then come back in. Okay, so you're making a star, tap your toe, and then come back in. Lateral movement, tap your toe. And then if you want to make it bigger, you can make your star a little bit bigger. Slight side bend. And you're floating your leg up off the floor. Star. Your body makes the star shape. Ooh. What's happening with your core? What are you doing? Are we keeping it engaged? Contracted? Switch sides. Which side is better balanced? All right, so remember we're starting off with just a tap and a reach. Slight toe tap and a reach. And when you're ready, float it, make it bigger. That was my hip, so everything's okay. It was scared. I don't know if you heard it. Use your big toe. Use your little toe. more good one. With one side easier than the other. Okay, now we're going single leg balance, so right back to your start leg, knee up. We're gonna hinge and tap your back toe, knee up. Hinge, a little bend in the knee, tap your toe. Ooh. Knee balance, toe tap. Okay. Toe, slight bend, hinge, tap. Does this make sense? Like you're about to reach down for something, tap the floor with your toe, not your hand. If you want to start getting lower, you absolutely can. Otherwise, we're going to keep it kind of high here. Working on that single leg balance. You should feel your booty here. That's a lot of glute work. Switch sides. I'm going to go side profile on this one. Okay. Knee balance. Tap back. Knee balance. Slight bend. Tap back. Bend a little bit deeper. And like I said, we want to come down to that full low lunge. You are welcome to. We already practiced some of it in the warm-up, so you really technically could. Otherwise, keeping it a little bit taller this time and really isolating this single leg movement. There's my ankle cracks, of course. We are coming down to the floor after this, okay? Coming into some plank work. So work your way down. You're going to actually come out wide with your hands, wide with your feet. So wide hands, wide feet. Right? We're going to shift a little right, a little left. Shifting X plank. You're in the letter X. So you're tilting your tailbone towards your chin. We're tucking your hips towards your chin, tilting your tailbone under, flat back, no booties in the air. If you're up like this, booties in the air, swaying, I want you to take it down, flat as a board, and then adjust your hands and feet if needed, if they're too wide. Otherwise we're shifting side to side. Staying in that plank, keeping your core activated. Little shifts, little side sways. And then from here, push to a down dog. Hold your down dog. Come to a plank, hold your plank. Your feet can still be wide, or you can come in more narrow. Hands on the shoulders. I gotta make my switch here. So plank, down dog. You can either flow through it or hold one, then hold the other. Just make sure on your plank, you're in a perfect plank, straight as a board. And your butt's not up. Butt's up on the down dog. Eye gaze to your fingertips. Caught myself looking at my knees. It's just a bad habit, okay? So try to neutralize your neck. Fingertip gaze. I'm not saying to go get a manicure or paint your nails, but sometimes if you look at your nails, I paint my own. They're painted right now. I'll just try to remember to stare at my nails. All right, coming down to your butt. So flip it over. Heels on the floor, bridge up. Draw your belly button in, hips to the ceiling. Tuck your tailbone under. So if you think about a string, pulling your hips up, 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 up. Release. Lift, hold, squeeze. Heels into the floor. Wiggle your toes for me. Lift a little higher. Squeeze. Tap. Lift, squeeze. Tap. Lift, squeeze, hold, okay? On the beat, we're gonna start marching our bridges. So you might want to take your feet in a little more narrow. We're gonna take knee to nose, bent knee, flex flat foot, knee to nose. And we're marching our feet, single leg balance here. Hips lifted, butts up. Hands on the floor, out at a low V. A challenge to make this more difficult would be to lift your hands, try to hold your balance on your shoulder blades, okay? So if you're like, this is too easy, Trace, there's your challenge. Make it a little bit more unstable. We're gonna stretch after this. Butts up, belly button drawn in, using your abs here to lift yourself up. It's not just your butt. Butts and guts, butts and guts. One more march. Lower everything down, okay. Headed into our stretches. We're gonna do a figure four. Trying to get our glutes stretched out. You guys, I'm still struggling to get my hips open for that, okay? So do your best. Don't look at how I'm doing. Figure four, thread through. This one out to the side actually feels good, so it must be healing. Okay, so open up your knee to the back wall. Okay, so you want to take your thigh and maybe open it up, or maybe you want to pull yourself, your chest closer. Okay, either direction. Either pull your knee in closer to your chest or lift your chest closer to your knee. Just keep your chin untucked. Okay. You want to feel this in your outer hip glute, your bum. So even like if you want to drop your leg and kind of cradle your leg in, play around with it, how do you get your best stretch, okay? You could sit up and lean into it. There's another thing you could do. So we're gonna stay, actually we're not, we're gonna do this leg and then the other leg, and then I'll tell you what we're doing. All right, let's switch legs. This is the one that might cause problems, so. Yep, so I'm gonna stay like this, because I can't go further. You can try to lift, you lift up your leg, do all the things, but I'm gonna stay just like this. But I want you to work it. I want you to stretch it, do all the things that we just did on the other leg. My hip is bothering me, but I think I can still get a glute stretch if I just move around in the ways it doesn't hurt. Try to target my glute here. There we go. We're going to roll over onto all fours next. Okay, so roll yourself on over. Everything's going to be on the right side to start, okay? So right arm comes out. We're going to sink back. We're going to open up this chest muscle. So we have one arm out to the side, right arm, leaning down, opening up your chest, front of your shoulder, your bicep. Okay. Reaching your fingertips out. Then we're going to take our right leg out just a little bit. So do you see what I did here? I sent it out to the side, and we're going to try to lean back over this leg. We're going to get a groin stretch. Feet are behind your knees, so this leg's out to the side, coming on down. If being bent like this is very uncomfortable, straighten out your leg and we'll do a groin stretch here, okay? But otherwise, I would like you to try bent knee, foot back right behind it, Staying a little bit wide with your right leg and then coming down and back on your left leg. Does that make sense? Hopefully that makes sense. Groin stretch. All right, coming back to center. Take your right leg up, left leg's gonna stay down. We're in a half kneel. Left hand down, right arm's gonna open up, rotate. Hand comes down, rotate again. Hand comes down. Maybe walk your foot out a little bit, see if you can get a deeper stretch here. I'm going to lean forward a little bit. So now I went from straight and tall to leaning forward, coming forward, open up the hip flexor a little bit. So this was kind of in steps. But leaning forward, open up the hip flexor. And then let's come back to a hamstring stretch. Option here is to like come up into the split stance, leaning forward, and then hamstring stretch. So we're kind of moving through the hamstring stretch here. It's up to you though. You can just stay right here, or you can like lift the back leg, chest towards your knee, chin up. We're really working the hamstring flex here. Be proud with your chest, and then let's go ahead and switch sides. So we're going back on the other side. Child's pose. Left arm comes straight out from the shoulder. You're reaching as far as you can. And then child's pose down and back. Walking your hand out. Palm of your hand into the floor. And then we're going to take our left leg out at an angle, and then we're going to try to stay over our right leg. We've got that groin stretch. Feel it more on this side than on the other. And again, if you want to straighten out your side leg, make that nice long adductor stretch, go for it, but still working on inner thigh groin area. Maybe you want to try a little bit of both, see which one feels better. And let's take our left leg up, half kneel. Two hands down, open up. You can walk this foot out a little bit wider, and you can lean forward with this hip flexor. And open it up, get deeper into the hip flexor here. Work your way into it, just like we did on the other side. I know my legs needed this today, my hips, so this feels really good. Hopefully you're enjoying it as well. So we have more of a lower body stretch today. We did get some upper body in, but a lot of lower body. Sink back into your hamstring stretch, and remember you can stay here, or you can level up and split stance your legs. Lead your chest forward, chin up. It does take a little bit of balance to come up into that stance, so choose wisely what works for you. We have one more stretch after this. Speaking of upper body, we'll be doing an angled child's pose and trying to do a little lat stretching. Come to all fours, toes together, knees out, sink back into child's. We're going to walk our left arm to the right. Your inside arm is going to reach, reach, reach. Draw your butt back towards your hips. Your butt back towards your heels, not your hips. Reach, reach, reach. Should feel that nice big stretch along your rib cage. Big stretch all the way down to your obliques. And walk yourself other side, so inside arm reaches. Draw your bottom back towards your heels. Try not to let the hands slip. You want to keep it long and reaching. And walk yourself to center, all fours, curl your toes under, down dog, walk your feet in, walk your hands in, roll it out, take a nice deep breath at the top. And that is your mind class. Thank you so much for joining. Have a great day. I'll see you back here tomorrow for HIIT 20 minutes, quick HIIT class. Bye everybody.